All right, we are live.
Hello.
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 I think your captioning isn't working, Landon.
Okay.
Oh, a character sheet. I should get a character sheet.
Okay. I think I may know what's up.
We are very organized today.
Yeah.
And since we are taking a moment to be organized, I will note that we are using Web Captioner to provide our captions. If you want to do captioning like us, I will point you to a good guide on how to do it.
All
It's
right.
good.
Is anything popping up now?
Yes. All right.
Okay. Yeah. So I accidentally closed the window. That would cause it.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Your show, Megan.
All right.
Aw. Your captioning called me Macon. I don't like that. All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Amber Clave, a Numenera Actual Play Podcast. I'm Megan, your GM and host, and with me today I have Shauna.
Hello. I'm playing Raphael Estelle, an imaginative, nurturing nano who murders.
Landon.
Hey, and I am playing Garrett, who is a tough, meddlesome delve who explores yesterday.
And Acer.
Hello, this is Acer. I'm playing Rigel Sloan, a graceful, stealthy glaive who fights with a horde.
Last time on the Amber Clave, you got a new tree. A tree to help populate your island with some beautiful new flora. I always have to stop for a second and remember which one's flora and which one's fauna. And it shoots seeds everywhere in a potentially dangerous manner, but it has been populating the island with a bunch of new and weird plants for you to harvest, to help the environment, to make the island a habitable place. And so this has, at this point, been going on for about a month. Let me go back to my notes to remember. The Cathon who brought you the plant has been living in town. And you have the people, the whale people. They're not part whale. They used to live on a whale, hanging out in your town as well. And things have been going pretty good. You know, there's been a few bumps. We are skipping ahead a month as you're starting to see the island growing and starting to prosper maybe a little bit. At least there's more stuff to do.
I can see where we're going. Everything's going smoothly. We've got this exotic new fruit. We're getting ready to open Sandals Numenera. Sandals, you can sponsor us.
Yeah, we would be happy to broadcast an episode from a Sandals resort.
I really think there's a huge market you haven't tapped. We're right here for you.
We will have anything you want in the resort in the background, like the ocean, yes. The white sand.
Yeah.
We can plan one of those over the water bungalows. We'll roll the dice right over the ocean. Call us. We got it. Anyway, everything's happy, and I feel like Megan has something planned for us.
Well, the fun parts of the story don't happen while everyone's happy.
Fun for who?
Yeah,
mostly
come
for
on.
Me. Has anyone been up to anything fun this last month?
I feel like we've been making drinks with this new fruit.
Yeah, I think, trial and error, figuring out what this fruit's really good for and maybe what it's not so good for. And then I forgot to say, at the end of the last game, I had 4 XP. So I went ahead and spent that to increase my stat pools so that my might is now 12 and my speed is up to 14. So
Nice.
I upped my pools as well and have, I guess, been working on improving training standards with our settlement's militia. So,
I think that sounds great. We
Yeah.
need all the training we can get.
And I think the most Garrett would have been doing too is kind of like with his two cohorts of sorts, still tried to explore a little further on the island, see if there's anything that, might be a problem that we haven't thought of yet. Whether that be like, oh, hey, there's a huge boulder that might get loose and like roll towards the town, or making sure that one of the seedlings that's shot out of this tree, if it makes another one that's going to shoot and spread further, that it's not going to like be a danger to the town kind of scenario.
All
Well,
right.
and as I mentioned last time, Rafaela has made proper signage a big priority. So that's what she's working on.
You have been named safety coordinator for the town.
Perfect.
Okay. So things have been going well. And you see, coming to ruin your day, a ship on the horizon. It is coming from sort of the same direction that Ro is from the Rhinoc Island, where all of those rascal caves are. It's coming from that direction. It is a boat that is obviously trying to look impressive. So it's really big. It has a lot of like Numenera abalone on the outside. Or is it pronounced abalone? I think I always called it abalone.
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 That like shimmery pearlescent shell of the abalone. I think they're clams. That has sort of been coated on the ship to make it look sparkly and beautiful. And so it's like very obvious as it heads towards you. Well, not towards you in particular, towards your island that you're living on.
Huh.
Down sort of... Is the prow the like center beam on the ship?
The center beam? The prow is the very front.
What's the like core beam on the ship called? The one that goes down the middle that everything's connected to.
Well, that would be the beam.
Okay, it's just called the beam.
I think that's what you mean, or the...
Mast, maybe, if it was like an old wooden ship.
There's the keel.
I think the keel is what I'm looking for. So down the keel, you can also see that it seems to have a hammered gold in it.
Wow.
These people.
It's a bit
really-
ostentatious.
Yeah. Maybe we can get it from them.
Well, I'm guessing either they're coming in peace or they're coming to profit.
Well, I've got some bad news for them. They are barking up the wrong glass volcano.
As they get closer, you hear they're playing like music, sort of like a trumpet. But it's more like playing music on a conch shell. So they're just like blowing into the shell.
Is it music or is it like a warning horn, like a hello, we're here, make way?
It's
Or like
it's more
the-
close to that.
It's not like for coordination or anything like that. They're just making noise.
Yeah. They are clearly very impressed with themselves.
All right.
None of y'all happen to know if this is some weird meeting that Gal has set up somehow? This just seems like, I don't know, everything just seems so flashy. Like, I don't really think it's like a raiding party. If it's a raiding party from something, this is like not the way to do it.
Yeah, it's a weird strategy for
Yeah.
sure. Maybe we should take one of our rafts and head out to meet them.
Did we have any indication of what the other what the other settlements on the islands have by way of shipping? Is this anything that sounds familiar from what we've heard from the people that came from there?
You can give me some sort of knowledge roll to see what you know about the surrounding islands.
I know nothing.
Let's see. I don't know. I don't think survival would play into that. So, and I don't think a 5 is going to get me much of anything.
I got a 17. I don't think I have any skills that are applicable, but I did get a 17.
So you know that the ships around here definitely have enough to be able to get around from island to island, and this definitely doesn't look like a long ocean voyage vehicle. So it's probably something coming from one of the islands north of you. You have a pretty good guess that it might be coming from the guy who calls himself the God of the Gold Canyon, just because of the flashiness and the streak of gold through the ship.
Oh.
He's big on gold. Oh, do we keep our submarine out of sight usually?
That's up to
I
you.
imagine it's under the water.
I would think that was something that we did.
Yeah, makes sense to me, just so that it doesn't stand out.
Yeah.
Seems good to hide that capability.
Maybe this is like a booze cruise, and they're here to try one of our new cocktails.
Our new mixed drinks. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we do have a significant offering now.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So I propose that we grab the Mixons and we get on a raft and we go out to meet them.
That sounds good, but I'm also
Works for
going
me.
to call out the militia and have them take positions around the town.
Okay. Maybe have them be like subtle, so it's not like we will attack you immediately.
Well, I was thinking more of grab your bows and take positions behind some of the buildings in case they decide they want to
Yeah.
pull right up to the pier and disgorge some sort of landing party.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't want to chase off the tourists.
Oh no, we just want to turn any unfriendly tourists into pincushions.
It's actually a training exercise. All right, so I guess I run into the bar and I grab a pitcher of ice and a vial of our new syrup that we've been creating and some liquor to mix and head to a raft.
Yeah. I'm good with that.
Does Indira want to take point on this? I will pointedly ask Indira.
I think you should take point in greeting them. We want to make sure they understand there is a hierarchy on the island, I think.
Very well.
So as you are gathering near the raft, the conch shell playing stops, and instead you hear this. It's almost like a croak, but it's a long, drawn-out one, and it's clearly echoing very far. A sort of queen. And then you see launching from the boat 3 riders on these flying reptile things. They have riders on them. They have 3 eyes and sort of all on the front of their face. They kind of look like frogs with wings. And they launch into the air, mostly glide over to the island and land near the outer limits of the island.
In the water or on the island?
On the island.
Oh. I changed direction. Instead of walking toward a raft.
Walk towards where they land.
Yeah. Do they have weapons?
They do. Each of them are carrying weapons that seem to be made out of bone. Bone, there looks like maybe a shin bone decorated with skin flags. So it looks like there's little bits of dried or cured hide attached to the weapon that has other devices dangling from the hide strings.
Oh.
The shin from what kind of animal?
A big one. Not like... I don't know. If you want more details, you'd have to roll for that.
I'll see. I'll do... I want to do 2 rolls. I think I'm going to do a survival roll to maybe figure out what that shin bone might be from.
Okay.
So that it's not like, oh, that's human. And then I'm also wanting to do a sensing danger roll to see if, like, oh no, this is like a kind of a war band kind of party thing. All right, so this is my survival roll. Is an 18, and my sensing danger is a 14.
All right. So you are watching these new visitors. Specifically looking at the bone, it looks like it would be about the size of perhaps a grown one of these flying frog things.
Okay.
The people who are here are mostly human, but there are, let's see, so there's 6 of them here. The number of people, there are 4 humans, and then there are 2 of what you recognize to be acrini. They're amphibious humanoids that look kind of like a human crossed with a manta ray, maybe. They have the wings coming out from behind their head and very gray or pinkish skin. Let's see.
This is me because I'm too lazy to take off my headphones and go look in a book. Is this the one kind of culture that can, like, for lack of a better term, weave like the water and make like those weird like fluid water suits kind of thing?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. They're kind of hard to describe what they look like.
My computer is not letting me Google things, so I can't just insert a picture into this, but I will show a picture on the stream. So
Yeah.
they
Wow.
are very like human manta rays, or humanta rays, as Rob says in the chat. But you can see they also have gills on the sides of their chest, and are wearing waterwear, which, like Landon was saying, is a liquid-like fabric that flows around and over their skin.
even when they're out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that is impressive and a neat trick.
Yeah. Like, whenever I was in the process of making Mako, I was really tempted to actually just use that culture
Yeah.
instead of the mutant. I was like, no, it's kind of hard to describe. I'll just do a mutant shark boy.
I want to go get Ro
Okay.
and ask them if they know about this god of the Golden Canyon. Was that right?
Yeah, God of the Gold Canyon.
Okay. Yes.
Rolls their eyes and says, they finally showed up here. I was hoping it would take longer.
Okay. What do you mean? What do you mean they finally showed up here?
Well, the man who calls himself God, he wants to rule all of the islands, and he has some sort of fool plan to go conquer a land to the east of here, where he claims... One second. There's a giant landmass full of mysterious creatures and structures.
Well, I mean, that does sound pretty exciting. Is there any truth to that? And is he going to try to conquer us before he does that?
Well, he's definitely going to try to get you to join him. He has sent several parties trying to get us at Rhinoc to join in, but we have refused so far.
And he hasn't been hostile if you refuse?
Well, he did make one attempt, but the forest took care of that.
Okay.
Ro, does the word steadfast mean anything to you?
No.
Okay.
Unless you're, like, talking about a person who's loyal?
No, that's not it. Across the mesh plant. Let's just not tell them about that.
All right.
You know, we can, like, table that discussion.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we want to deal with these visitors?
Well, we can do the peaceful approach for now, and preparation for them to probably get violent later, or
Okay.
just see what they want, and then if we don't like what they offer, I mean, we may have to get violent first.
Okay. So the ones that landed, are they just standing there watching us like scurry back and forth?
So they are moving towards the center of the town looking for a leader.
All right. I will. How observant do they look?
Fairly observant.
I mean, have they, like, do they see us? Have they, like, or are they looking in our general direction now and again? Or
So one of them has locked onto you and seems to be watching you, one of the Akrini. The three of the humans and the other Akrini look like they're mostly there as a muscle. And then the other human is more focused on looking around to find a leader.
okay. I propose that we cause a distraction, and I move stealthily away from you because I can generate an asset by performing a feat of might, speed, or combat, which I think appearing behind them would do.
Okay.
That
So-
works.
Well, I am going to take my drink ingredients that I have already gathered, and to cause said distraction, I am going to attempt to make a big show of welcoming them. Hello, welcome to our island. Please come sit and have a drink.
Oh, a drink. That is very generous, the Akrine says.
Is the Akrine the one that's in charge, or the human that's looking for a leader?
It's hard to tell.
All right. I guess I will just try to move sort of around and come at them from behind. And try to use stealth to approach them and say hello.
All right, give me a roll for that.
Okay. I am going to use 2 levels of effort. So I rolled a 13 plus 2 levels of effort in training.
All right. So you see the human that looks like they're in charge notably jump. The Akrine seems to keep their surprise under wraps better. And the other 4 go for their weapons and then relax as they realize that's probably a faux pas.
All right, and I'm going to spend 2 points for impressive display to give myself an asset in interactions for the next minute.
Okay.
What can we do for you?
Are you in charge here?
Depends how you define here, but yes. I define here as in... I'm not saying this, but I, Rigel, am defining here as in the space within 10 feet of me.
My house is right there. Excellent.
Yes, Chell did say to meet them, so I'm in charge as far as I'm concerned.
She's gonna regret that. Well,
hey, I have it. I have it on the
Drafting
mesh.
another memo
It's
as we
recorded and
speak.
everything.
Yeah.
I have
it's
witnesses.
gonna go in your report.
Yeah.
Well, we would appreciate the opportunity to sit down and have a conversation with you, the human says. My name is Onir Milan. I am a representative of the God of the Gold Canyon, and we are very excited to come here and invite you to join him.
Well, that's very, very interesting. Why don't you sit down right here and have a drink?
Right here? Are we still just out in the open?
No, just herding them toward where Raffaella is
Take
mixing
them
drinks.
to the tavern.
Okay.
While all this is going on, I'm just kind of following behind, trying to not stealthily, but just trying to kind of not be noticed, maybe either helping Raffaella or something. Just keeping my eye on them and listening in, trying to detect any falsehoods in what they might be saying. Since that's a skill of mine, that way maybe if they say something I think that's some BS, I might get at least over the mesh implant to Rigel be like, I think that's fake.
So I start mixing drinks for them, and as they hopefully sit down, I will start saying, we are relatively new to the area, and we have only encountered a few of our neighbors so far. So forgive us, but we've only heard the name God of the Golden Canyon. So welcome to our island. Welcome to the town of Hope.
Oh, thank you. I'm sorry that we haven't been out here to visit your lovely little community before this.
Oh, that's okay. We'll forgive you.
Well, we're somewhat far out, and you never know. This whole volcano thing, or settlement on a volcano thing, might not pan out. So we can understand your perhaps wanting to wait and see how things go. But what is it exactly that your god of the Gold Canyon would like from us.
Well, first, I'm sure you've heard of this, but he has made a decree that shins are to be traded in for the local currency, and we will be happy to make that trade for you right now.
What is the new currency?
The Errol?
We've already made that trade.
So you have no more shins?
Nope.
Are you sure?
Absolutely.
Are you lying?
Yeah.
Give me a roll.
I have an asset. Of course I roll a 1.
Oh.
Well,
Although, I technically have no shins.
mm-hmm.
Knowing I was going to be stationed on a volcano, spent all my money before we got here.
Pretty sure I have some shins.
I understand your hesitance to give up your connection to this form of money, but it's very important that here on the Ks, we have a united form of currency, and trying to hide this from us isn't wise.
Well, to interject here, yes, we do still have shins, but we've also used this other form of currency, right?
Yes.
We have mainly adapted your form of currency, but it is important for us to maintain at least some shins as we work for a presence that is established in an area that uses shins.
I see. Which organization is that?
The Amber Clave.
I haven't heard of them before.
Well, it's a rather interesting organization, one that is founded on the idea of mutual respect and defense.
Oh, excellent. It sounds like you will fit in quite well with the God of the Gold Canyon's ideas. And the world he chooses to build.
Sorry?
Sorry?
I started talking and I missed what Megan said. It's my fault.
You'll fit in quite well with the God of the Gold Canyon's ideals and the world he's choosing to build.
Oh, really? What kind of world is that?
A united world.
It seems that some people might disagree with unification.
Are you saying that you do not want to become part of our unified islands?
Well, I'm just saying that it seems like of the Ks themselves, there is still some disunity present. How exactly is the union going to be established?
How exactly are you planning on preventing us from bringing you in?
Well, we were planning on just sitting here.
Right. So you will provide no defense against us?
I am uncertain as to what sort of actions you might be entertaining if you were going to show up here with another group of flyers and threaten our residents, then I think we might have something to say about that.
I see where your confusion comes in. You live here on this small island with, 100 people? And you think that all the islands are similar to this?
Oh, no. I have it on good authority that there is an island that has already kicked the ass of many people you sent after it.
He purses his lips and looks annoyed. Yes, well, that is a different matter entirely. And once we have your little island under our control, we will have a much better staging ground to control Rhinoc.
After the guy or whoever says that, Garrett's going to, I think he's just been sitting, kind of listening, and he's gonna take a big swig of whatever drink. I was about to say Jessame. Raffaella made, and then like, you wanted us to give up, our shins, but it doesn't seem like y'all are good followers of your supposed king, because y'all still have shins.
Oh, he's keeping the shin safe.
I see.
No, and over the mesh implant, mostly I think just to Rigel be like, as long as they have legs, they still have shins. and so Garrett is gonna walk over and probably a bit ballsy if you're like, no, I don't think you understand what I'm saying. In order for y'all to actually be following y'all's leader, y'all shouldn't have even walked here, because you need shins to walk.
I see. Now we're being pedantic.
No, I believe he threatened to remove your limbs.
If this is truly the direction you wish to take things, I will report this back to the god of the Gold Canyon, but I think you should reconsider. We did come here in peace.
You
Did
came
you
in
really,
here
though?
and immediately started threatening us and demanding money.
Well, it wasn't demanding money. We were going to trade you for the accepted currency in this region.
Which we've already said we're more than happy to use, while maintaining our current currency as well.
That is not the decree that has been passed.
Your government has no stand here.
Yet.
Not only that, like, what kind of pompous prick calls himself the god of the Golden Canyon? We're in a freaking set of islands. I don't really think there's an island big enough for a huge canyon. Where did he get canyon?
I see that logic is not going to work with you. I am saddened to hear this. And we will be back in the future.
Maybe we should demonstrate just
implant.
how much we've been able to accomplish here.
For the implant, I say, do I stab him in the throat?
Well, no, I think maybe we should take them on a tour, including the jail.
Oh, okay. Yes.
That works for me. I'll sit in the back.
You shouldn't be so hasty.
My notes just fell on Dixie.
Oh no.
Poor Dixie.
She woke up from her nap temporarily.
Oh.
Has her head already dropped again?
Yes. Too much work.
Poor baby.
There's no food, no immediate danger. Not worth it.
Nope. So do we want to ask them to stay for a tour?
If y'all want to do a tour, I'm good with that, but I think Garrett's going to kind of come across like he's just, walking away, like ignoring them, but he's going to kind of, if I need to do a stealth check, I will, stealth check to keep an eye on everything and rush in if need be.
I was just going to suggest, why don't you come have a look at all these other wonderful things we have? And then if you're going to be stealthing away, I was going to go, hey, why don't you just get the rest of the militia around here? And so, because we have enough to have an overwhelming advantage and just take their weapons and
that'll work.
Invite them to stay a while.
That works for me too. I can walk away and stealthily gather the militia to swarm around wherever y'all are going to be. All right, and I'll make a stealth check for that too. And I am trained in stealth. Ooh, that's a 18 on that.
Nice. All right.
Will they fight or will they go down quietly?
They will fight. 1 second. My computer is running at 100% CPU. I'm trying to see what I can close. I think that's why the web captions aren't showing up very well. I don't have anything else I can close. All right. Well, it's slightly better. So they will, let's see. So are you going to, I guess, Landon, you rolled stealth, so you're going to try to surprise them with your attack?
Yeah, my stealth roll was to kind of just, I guess, make it seem like I was walking away, like I was done with their stuff, and then I was going to gather the militia to come around where Rigel was showing them a tour of whatever, so that they were kind of encircled between the militia and me, I guess.
Yeah, have a look down this path that takes you out of line of sight of your boat.
All right. So they are going to be surprised. I'm going to have you roll initiative now, but you will get a surprise action. I should say that again when I'm not moving a bunch of things. They are going to be surprised, so roll initiative now.
I rolled an 11.
Such an awesome stealth roll, only for like a 2 initiative. And I'm specialized in perception. I'm trained in initiative.
I rolled an unnatural 20.
All right. What did you get total, Landon?
I got a 2 on the dice, but
Okay.
I'm trained in initiative. But with a 2, it's not going to matter too much.
Ether, I'm going to have the militia go on your turn. Since you have been training them, you can roll for them as well.
Okay, how many is Garrett able to assemble?
10. They are armed with spears.
Okay.
And I guess a couple bow and arrows.
I'm going to use my surprise action to tell them that they are outnumbered 2 to 1, and I am reasonably sure that we are better at this than they are.
All right.
Can I roll just intimidate to have them, to just try to get them not to get themselves killed for no good reason?
Sure.
I mean, we have good food now. They just have to hang out. I rolled a 10.
All right. So you guys have an asset against the non-leader looking people.
Okay. But they don't look like they're showing any sign of backing down?
The goons look like they're concerned.
All right. I guess the militia will target the head guy. What's in charge?
Okay.
With a 13.
All right.
I don't know if they get any modifiers.
Yeah, I think I'm going to give them 2 in their advantage because they're attacking as a group. So that will hit.
Oh, nice.
Okay. There is a stabbing and or poking. There's up close and personal poking or remote far away poking.
Those are the definitions I know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tailor this to my audience.
And talk on Megan's level. All right. He is going to go. He draws his shin bone weapon.
Did we all
Oh,
get
wait.
surprise?
Sorry. No, you guys still get to go because it's surprise.
Okay. I was gonna say I have an ability for a surprise attack where I get an asset and extra damage. So I'm gonna take my dagger and I'm gonna stab it right into the shoulder of the guy who's been mouthing off the most because he's so annoying and I can't stand him.
What a real jerk.
He's such a jerk. Okay, so I rolled a 12 plus I have an asset to attack.
All right. That will hit.
Okay, so that's 4 points of damage instead of the standard 2 with a dagger.
Oh, you actually, and you got, remember, it's a light weapon, so you get out another extra step in your favor.
Okay, so I extra hit.
We offered him rather cushy accommodations. If he doesn't die in this attack, then we're throwing him in the volcano.
That's fair.
I can't believe he turned down going to prison.
He didn't know he was going to jail.
All right. Landon, what do you want to do?
I think what I'm going to do... I was thinking about using one of my ciphers, but whenever I read it, it was like, it's too good for salvaging that trying to use it for a combat thing, even though it'd be fun, just doesn't seem right.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I am going to just pull out the quarterstaff and trying to think.
Swing for the fences.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go for the main leader, dude.
Just lop his head clean off.
Yeah.
Really
I like to think that while he's engaged with the militia, that Garrett's just kind of coming up from behind and spinning the staff, going to try to come down at like the base of the neck, kind of in that gap where the spinal cord goes into the back of the skull. That
All
spot.
right.
Ooh, 17.
That will hit.
All right. Quarterstaff is a medium weapon, so that's crap. I wrote somewhere how much damage that is. 4. It's 4 damage.
All right.
Oh, Megan, everybody actually has done an additional point of damage with each of their attacks.
All right.
Except me.
Oh.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that would be 5. Or no, for me it'd be 6 because the 17 adds plus
That's
1.
the one. All right.
I never remember that one. I can somehow always remember that like 18 and 19 add damage, but I never remember 17.
Just that 1 point isn't worth it to Landon. He's doing so much damage. Were you going for a killing blow?
You know, if honestly at this point, because I don't think Garrett really likes what this guy is trying to sell with the god of the golden K's or whatever it is. So I think Garrett's fine with it just being a killing blow. Plus, the guy could have some, ciphers or something that might be useful.
I just love how Garrett just gets the name wrong differently every time.
Well, in my head, Garrett is like, he kind of like hyper focuses with like salvaging and things like that, and kind of like helping the community. And this guy, he's just like, y'all are obnoxious. I don't care.
You won't shut up, right?
Just die already. It's like Evil Willow on Buffy. Bored now.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm good with it being a killing blow.
All right. So your staff comes down and you hear the snap as his vertebrae. Oh, it's not even really a snap. It's a crunch as his vertebrae sort of disintegrate under your blow. The others, humans, and the I guess all the goons sort of look at you and drop their weapons, putting their hands up a bit. The other, Ikraini, the one who looked more perceptive, he gives you a much more deliberate look, as he doesn't really set down his weapon as much as he's not... he doesn't have it in a position where he can attack, so he has like the butt of it on the ground.
I look at the goons. We're hiring.
That's good to know, but you're not as scary as the boss.
All right. Well, just hang on 1 second, and it's time for my favorite part. Orate, and I will update Indira Chell on our current situation.
You hear a bunch of cuss words. And you hear another one of those croaking sounds from these flying frogs. This one's a lot lower, as it again calls Quine. And then you see it charging towards you, Garrett.
Okay.
Oh, good for me.
It's just heading right for me?
It's headed towards Garrett.
It's heading towards me.
Oh, sorry,
the
Garrett.
Murderer.
All right.
And that puts us back at the top of the initiative, E3.
Okay.
I think I know what I'm going to do.
Let's go take this guy, their thing out. Oh no. It got stuck. That would be a 16.
That will hit.
Okay. So I was shooting at it with my bow.
All right.
So that is 5 points of damage.
All right. So it buries in one of its wings, but it doesn't seem to slow it down as it heads towards Landon. Let's see. I can pick one of these things it can do.
Oh, wait. Don't the militia get to go too?
Yes.
They rolled a 10 on the die.
That will miss. All right. As it charges towards you, Garrett, it opens up its wings, sort of spreading them so that they're facing you, and you see darts come shooting out from underneath its wings.
Oh.
In a 50-foot radius. Sorry, 50-foot circle. And so everyone who is in this area, including the other goons and Ikraini, are all going to have to give me 2 speed defense rolls.
All right.
All right.
I'm going to just say the goons all take damage because I don't care.
Oof. 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 Those were ugly. I had a 5 and a 2.
All right.
I got a 13 and a 17.
All right.
I got a 16 and a 4.
All right. Landon and Acer, you were both hit once, so you take 5 points of damage. Shauna, you were hit twice, so you take 10.
Yikes.
Acer, can you roll me for the initiative as well? Sorry, can you roll for the militia as well?
Wow. I got a 17 on the die and a 19 on the die.
Okay, the militia's fine. They're just like, we dodge darts all the time. That's part of Rigel's training process is he throws things at us. And we have to dodge.
Really, I need to start going to training.
Yeah.
Yeah, they limbered up when they were, when they got the call to prepare for combat.
They got more time to stretch than you guys.
So it's knee
In
bends.
my head, part of Rigel's training regiment is, dodgeball, but played with the fruit. Just like, thing in my head of kind of like out of the movie, but it's Rigel being like, if you can dodge a fruit, you can dodge a knife or something.
Perfect.
And
The
then
knife is less tasty.
then it is Rafaela or Garrett's turn. Your choice.
Gosh, I am going to use my physical onslaught, which costs 1 point of intellect. That's a 7.
All right, that will miss.
Yay. Okay.
And
Some effort
Garrett.
next time.
Okay. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to use one of my delve abilities. It's using my ability called a right tool for the job. Yeah. And it cost me 1 intellect point and 1 bit of iota.
Mhm.
And whenever previous session we had found IO, I kept 5 for myself for this purpose. So I'm going to use 1. And basically what I'm going to use with it, even though I have an inability to craft things with Numenera and everything, I can use this ability kind of like Aza referred to it as a poor man's cipher. I can't do anything that does damage, but I can either make a tool, or one of the other things I can do is make the IO cause like a loud bang or a flash. So I'm going to pull out some of this IO, and it's kind of one of those, I think it's instinctual. I don't really know how I do it, but I do it. So I'm going to use it to create a flashbang of sorts to throw it at the little flying frog critter and try to temporarily blind it. So I need to mark just real quick. And while it won't really do damage, if anything, it might create an asset of sorts for people to attack the flying frog critter thing. So, and that's what I do.
All right. So you're just trying to temporarily blind it then?
Yeah, I'm basically I pull out some of this IO from my pouch, and very quickly somehow, like I said, since the directions in the book are kind of vague, and since I have the inability with crafting and understanding Numenera, it's kind of like instinctual of like, oh shit, I really need something like a flashbang, but I don't have one.
Yeah.
I'll pull this out, and then somehow, almost like I guess, kind of with like a Nano's ability, where they know what they're doing to create the thing, maybe, or how it just happens, and be like, all right, it's glowing. I think it'll do something. And chuck it at the thing, and then it, explodes into kind of a bright ball of light to maybe temporarily daze it or something.
All right. Well, it does have 3 eyes, so it does seem affected. Rigel, what do you want to do?
I will shoot it again. Oh, and I have a crank crossbow, not a longbow, just in case, for visualization's sake. And I am very short on all pools, so I'm not going to do anything. But it is like, how close is it to us now?
It is within short range.
All right. If I walk forward, will I be within immediate range?
Yes.
Okay. I will close to immediate range. Because that seems like a great idea. Oh, and I rolled a 17 on the die.
Nice. Okay.
So, that means I do 6 points of damage.
All right. It is going to go. It is going...
Militia.
Oh. I hate NPCs. I never remember about them.
All right, Militia, do it.
Just a 10 on the dice.
All right, they miss.
And you've got to have them like run or something after this.
They can dodge where they can't hit. What good are they? The frog thing is going to land on top of the man that you had been talking to and eat him up in one big gulp. And it's your turn, Shauna.
Okay, I am going to once again try to use my onslaught on the frog thing, but this time I'm going to spend for a level of effort.
Okay.
And because it is an intellect task, I actually get another free level of effort. So it's 2 levels of effort on this roll. So hopefully I have better luck this time. I rolled a natural 1.
All right.
Any XPs?
I do have XP.
It's tougher now that we actually get to use it for advancement.
Yes, it is. But I'm going to do it. I am going to... Is that a thing we're still doing? Spending XP to reroll?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to do it. Not much better. That's a 6 plus 2 levels of effort.
Yeah, that's going to miss still.
Even if she's within immediate range?
If you're in immediate range, that will hit.
Well, I didn't say I moved forward, but...
Well,
But the thing is,
But,
like,
but he moved.
Yeah.
He moved. Okay, then yes, I would be. All right. So that's 4 points of intellect damage.
5 points.
5 points. Take it.
All right. Garrett, what do you want to do?
I am going to now try to. I think I'm going to take. So we have the frog guy, or the flying frog thing. The goon surrendered. Was the one kind of head goon, for lack of a better term, that was still kind of threatening and kind of gave up? Is he doing anything like attacking or anything like that, or is he just like chill?
Yeah, he's sort of watching this with a slightly amused expression. He seems calm and unconcerned.
All right. Well, in that case, I am just gonna go ahead, and I am going to try to apply force of the quarterstaff onto the frog and try to brain that sucker too. All right.
It's worked pretty well for Garrett.
12.
That will hit since he's still affected by the flashbang.
Okay. And that will be 5 points of damage because of Rigel's buff thing.
All right.
Thank you. I paid for that. It's literally burning through my intellect. Okay. I shoot it in the back. I assume it flew over me. Dashing forward as necessary. I rolled an 18 on the dice.
Wow. Okay.
So that would be 7 points of damage.
All right. The frog thing sort of collapses. The Akrine sort of smirks at you and said, "You didn't really have to do that." After one of its riders died, the Quion just sort of eats them and then leaves forever.
Well, you could have said something before now.
I was sort of hoping it would maybe trample you on its way out.
Yeah, too bad. I like the taste of frog legs.
Just roasted over the volcano.
Garrett is so sassy.
Well,
Wow.
I'm trying to do a
Captions?
character that's a little different than Mako.
The captions think I said Garrett is so sexy.
Well, have you seen that art from Hugo?
That's hair. That hair.
I'm gonna try to put that on the stream next week. I just need to find space for it on the overlay.
We do have a lot going on.
Yeah.
Just that art is so good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. If you folks would accompany the militia.
They will. Are you going to like tie down the other Quain?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to end the episode there with your capture of the diplomats. I guess they're sort of,
Were they?
They were more like bagmen.
what are the people that are like, give me money and I won't break into your store and break everything? Is that bagmen?
Well, the bagman is the guy that goes around and collects the take
Yeah.
on a regular basis.
See?
Yeah.
So they're friendly, and you arrested them.
We enacted a citizen's arrest.
Look, we're the only witnesses, so pretty sure that's not our story.
Oh,
And now we got some extra protein. I mean, hey, frog legs.
yeah. Oh, is that boat just hanging out there?
Yes.
Oh, good. Hey, I have an idea.
That's where we end it.
Yes.
Right, just going. I have an idea.
As he
All
looks
right.
at the sparkling boat off in the distance.
We will end it there. I will tell you that Honir had a weapon on him, one of these weapons made out of the shin. This one is a level 4 artifact. It shoots a tongue-like projectile in close range that does 5 points of damage and then recoils for reuse. Depletion 1 in 1d100.
Tongue, though.
Gross.
It is frog-based.
A shin with a tongue coming out of it.
It's what all those flaps of skin are for.
Oh.
Wow. There's just like an after credit scene of like it's sitting on the table and the three of us looking at it.
You want it, right? I mean, I'll take the next one. I just really feel like you should have this.
I think you can use it.
It's just 10 seconds of silence.
And then the tongue pokes out. And we all jump.
Oh. Maybe we'll keep that in reserve.
A level 4 artifact, and we're all like, eh.
Well, it's like, at the end of Call of Cthulhu when the GM's like, who wants this awesome book?
Oh, me.
What was that thing called again?
Bone breaker.
Bone breaker. Okay. Because
Bone liquor
the only thing
is
I was like,
actually.
I don't think she said what it is, and for some reason, I don't think calling it the tongue projector would have been that.
That goes in Love and Sex in the Ninth World, not in this book.
All right.
All right, you all get 2 XP.
Good. I might need to spend more next time.
And, shoot.
Oh, my pulls, by the way, are at 5, 3, and 3.
Wow. Okay, well, you don't forget, you get a +1 on your recovery rolls because I'm nurturing. I'm a nurturing murderer.
I'm going to have myself a lie down.
I give you an ice pack.
Yeah.
All right. We are going to do an outro to our streaming audience, and then we'll take a quick break, and we will come back. So, Thank you, everyone, for joining us for another episode of the Amber Clave. I'm Megan, your GM. You can find me on Twitter at Curium247 or tweeting for the podcast at Amber Clave. I almost said at TRF Podcast. With me today, I've been joined by Acer.
Hello, I am the local troublemaker. I was playing Rigel Sloan, the graceful, stealthy glaive who fights with a horde. I guess he's sort of a troublemaker too. You can find me on Twitter at Acer_Tolentino.
Landon.
I've been playing Garrett, the tough, meddlesome delve who explores yesterday, who may have caused things to go a little pear-shaped today.
And, oh wait, where can people find you on Twitter?
Oh, and I am on Twitter at solemn_Lyrian.
And Shauna.
I was playing Raphael Estelle, an imaginative, nurturing nano who murders and really just wanted to make some drinks. And you can find me on Twitter at callmeshauna.
I mean, the drinks are why they didn't just attack flat out, so.
Well, at least there's that.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us, and we will see you again next time. Until then, yay to see.
Yay to see.
Yay to see.
Wow. The captioner really has problems with that one.
Yes.
All right, and we're going to stop recording.
Yeah, we'll be right back, everyone. All right, we are back again. Okay, it just took a second for the captions to come back. I was like,
How
oh
about
no,
now,
did I
Megan?
break
Did
it?
it go getting smaller?
No, it doesn't look like it did. All right, we'll play around with that later. All right. Hello and welcome to the Amber Clave. I need to start over. Hello and welcome to the Amber Clave, a Numenera Actual Play Podcast. My name is Megan and I'm the GM. And with me today, I have Acer.
Hello, this is Acer. I play Rigel Sloan, the graceful, stealthy glaive who fights with a horde.
Shauna.
Hi, I'm playing Raphael Estelle, an imaginative, nurturing nano who murders.
And Landon.
Hey, and I play Garrett, the tough, meddlesome delve who explores yesterday.
Last time, everything was going fine until representatives of the God of the Gold Canyon showed up and insisted that you trade all the shins on the island for IRLs, the local currency, and, maybe think about joining the plan to unify all the islands. Some offense was taken, and the leader of this group was, let's just go with manslaughtered. And then consumed by his pet Quagine, and which seemed to almost attack you, but then mostly just wanted to eat him, and then he died. You put the rest of the representatives in jail and captured a tongue shin device, and there's a boat in the harbor. And then Rigel said that he had a plan, and, everyone just felt a chill go through their backbones as they're like, oh no, what doom are we going to bring down upon us?
Like clouds went in front of the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A breeze started blowing.
Volcanoes
started raining
smoking.
Whoa. I would just like to point out that I stabbed a man. I believe I stabbed a person for demanding, not even demanding, asking that I give up my shins.
Mm-hmm.
I have 4 shins.
Well, at least you didn't just stab him to watch him die.
It's the principle of the thing, I tell you.
Yeah.
You just can't do that kind of thing.
No.
So, okay. I propose we wait till dark, and then we take our submarine, and we pay the people in the harbor a visit.
Okay.
Works for me.
Yeah.
With as
Where
many
is-
of the militia as we can. Actually, the submarine only holds like 4 people, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I suggest that we take the submarine out, and then at a prearranged signal, we have the militia row out in our rafts, or on our rafts. But we will do the initial surprising, if there is any surprising to be done. We might be the ones that end up surprised. Who knows?
Would not surprise me.
I'm good for it.
I mean, we could really use a boat like that.
Yeah, we really could. Didn't Ro have like her big flying thing?
I don't know if
Sorry. Yes, she has her Gwyn, but doesn't seem super interested in helping you with this.
Yeah, I don't think we really want to involve her. Because
Hey,
it seems
Ro.
like we
might
would
join
owe
them.
her too much if, we pressed the point.
Yeah.
I mean, you could probably take care of it by just, giving her some people to improve on.
That's not how this works.
Not alarming at all. We could give her the shin thing with the tongue.
Oh, yeah. Would that buy her support?
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe they'll next time we go visit, they'll have one of the what are cave cap? I forget what they're called.
Racial keys.
The people. that it is.
Oh, the automaton people.
Cathons.
Capons.
I'm pretty
Okay.
sure it'll be all the rage there. They'll all have one.
Yeah, I just know
Yeah.
the next time we go back to visit, like we'll be walking by someone and a tongue will pop out of someone's shin.
Yeah.
It's the new knee accessory.
Yeah.
Didn't know my knees weren't good enough. Jeez.
They just use it to grab things off the table.
Yeah.
It's not
Good.
necessary. Jeez.
It's good for getting rid of that broccoli you don't want to eat.
Yeah.
Tying your
Okay.
shoelaces when you don't want to
It
bend
just makes
over.
you think of that. It just makes you think of that Futurama episode with the thing longer.
Oh yeah. It's for poking things when you don't want to get up.
Yeah.
I want one of those.
It's just a sharp stick.
Yeah. Okay,
That's
Acer, I need you to procure for me one sharp stick.
Understood. It'll be in the mail tomorrow. Actually, we have those. They're called Acer's canes that he doesn't use anymore.
Ah, yes. All right. I will find one of your old white canes.
Sharpen it a bit.
All right. So, she has the whale Gwyn, right? Or was she did she have the flying one?
It's a flying whale Gwyn.
Oh, okay. So it's both. Um,
Does it have any weapons?
No.
What? They're all about improvements and they didn't add weapons?
well, it's like a cargo carrier.
Yeah.
What do you think? Should we ask her to like fly over and cause a distraction?
While our militia sneaks out?
Yeah, and we approach from the other side with the submarine.
I don't know if you can see. That's what the Gwyn she has looks like.
Oh, so
Okay.
it seats one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Distractions.
It's weird looking.
That's probably the best we could hope for out of that was a distraction.
Yeah, and maybe she will think favorably upon us as the people who gave her the bone breaker shin tongue thing.
Yeah.
Maybe she can lay off the trying to convert people quite as aggressively for a
Never.
while.
She never will.
No, I guess not. You can hope. All right, so I would propose that we attack at night when we can maximize the element of surprise, and after Rigel has had some time to recuperate.
Yeah. I'm
Oh,
good.
that's perfect because Andira wants to talk to you, Rachel.
All right.
You want us to come
Yeah.
with you,
Because I
Rigel?
want to do a recovery as well.
She'll come and visit him in his sick bed. That's fine.
What can I do for you? All right.
I thought when I was sending you to greet people that you would greet them and then refer them to your higher ups.
Oh, well, they weren't really interested in communicating in any meaningful way. They were simply here to convey a demand for extortion, and I didn't think you were really in the mood to hand over all of our shins.
You could have asked me if I thought it was a good idea.
Did you think it was a good idea?
No, but I don't think murdering the representative was a good idea either.
Well, the situation was fluid.
Now I have to decide what to do with a group of prisoners that should have been going home.
I suppose you could send them home. But we're preparing a security operation to remove a potential threat. We can ensure their safe transfer back to the Racecool Cays in the morning.
Good. Just remember that we need this community to succeed.
There is no one who is more behind that idea than me, all right?
Also, the Cathon has requested that we hand over the 2 frog creatures and their riders for research. And since you've decided you enjoy communication, I thought maybe you would enjoy telling them no.
Do we really want to keep the frog things? Maybe we can just hand those over?
Apparently, there's some sort of mental link between the two that the Roe is interested in studying, but perhaps you can talk them into just accepting the frog things.
It seems like that would be the best way to compromise on this particular situation. See, I can communicate with people. I can negotiate. I'm all about finding a mutually agreeable solution.
Very well. I suppose if you can just exchange the frog things and you can convince them that that's a good deal, we can allow that.
All right. Well, we have a terrific bargaining chip, I say. Thinking back to that Shin artifact.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Um,
oh, sorry.
She does bring up a good point. Well, a couple good points. First of all, I mean, what do you think the Amber Clave's formal stance is on the god of the Gold Canyon?
It sounds like he's a pretty despotic guy, and we've generally been pretty against people who invade other civilizations.
That's what I thought too, but she said, I'm assuming you tell us about this conversation or that we are there tending to you. And...
Oh no, you're watching it live.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I
Because I
think
did
Rigel
say,
has
we'll
a-
stay with you.
Yeah, I think Rigel has a habit of just like, over the mesh implant. Okay, I'm going in for another meeting. Speaker.
Be sure you have your popcorn ready.
You're gonna want to see this one.
Yes. But that whole like we need this community thing makes me wonder if there's more going on in the background that we don't know about.
Well, if there is, it's not our fault they didn't tell us.
I mean, but she did literally just tell us to not do anything more aggressive.
Did she really?
I mean, that's what I took away. Is that not what you took away?
She did not say not to attack anyone.
Well, I think it's more about, being worried to have a bigger retaliation back from the golden guy. But I mean, honestly, I guess Garrett is kind of like on the fence of like the way he sees it is if that ship never returns from whence it came, it's just going to be maybe that much longer before they send another crew out this way.
Yeah, it'll make them think twice.
Yeah.
This sort of situation, I think, is one where if the ship just never comes back, he can kind of write that off as well, maybe something happened to them along the way. But if it comes back and he finds out that we told him, well, in a manner of speaking, that he could go screw himself, then he's going to have to do something about that.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying no survivors?
I didn't say that.
I'm not saying no survivors. I'm just
That's what I heard.
Whoa, it's really funny how like radical Raphael's interpretation went from one end to the other.
Look, I am just trying to piece together the plan here.
We just want to all be sure we're on the same page.
Yeah.
That's all I'm trying to do because I thought that you were just told that we were not supposed to poke the bear.
I am interpreting
with any
that to
tongue shins.
I'm interpreting that to mean that we should mitigate any potential blowback.
And then you said we should do that by making sure there's no one to tell the story.
I guess I kind of implied that nobody would be alive at the end of this, but they could just, be integrated into the community. Or, they could go into the Amber Clave Witness Protection Program, which involves a ticket to the Steadfast.
Wow. I worry. I have some worries and some concerns.
Rafaela, if it makes you feel better, then maybe you can just murder them.
I do like murdering when it's required.
And other times.
And, I mean, sometimes...
That guy was just rude.
He was so rude and he wanted my 4 shins.
And think of it this way. There are probably shins on that boat. You could have more than 4 shins.
I wonder how many people are on the boat. And I wonder how many of them are leaders and how many of them are goons like the ones in the jail.
Well,
Let's ask the goons.
How about this? Yeah. So, problem 1, we apparently need to come up with a strategy to give the frog flying critters to Ro, which shouldn't be too big of an issue. But before we talk to Ro, I mean, I don't see what's wrong with going to the goons and being like, look, here's the deal. You can give us some info on like how many people are on y'all's boat and all that. Because right now we're trying to make sure that, this person on our island doesn't take you guys for like some experimental purposes, unless y'all are totally cool with that and want to go.
Yeah, so we just, we don't, insinuate that we're going to trade them away to the Cathans for experimentation. We'll let it be known that the Cathans have requested that they be handed over for experimentation. And then we ask them about, could you tell us how many people are on your boat? And, we would really appreciate it if you were very cooperative.
Yeah. And then once we get a number on how many their boat are, I mean, we can still just, give the bone breaker thing to Ro and the flying frog critters to Ro.
Yeah.
And we'll still have them in our cell, and then we'll think of what to do with how many people are on the boat. Hey, we might get lucky. Maybe there's only like 3 or 4 people left on that big boat. Or it could be like 100-something people, in which case that's going to be a bigger issue.
In that case, we find some ciphers and we put them on the bottom of the boat and let nature take its course. So I have I'm trained in skills involving deception or trickery.
All right.
So I wish to roll to just lay out the bare facts and then let them come to their own conclusions about what may or may not happen to them if they do not tell us what we want to know.
All right.
Like Jessamy just did. Not Jessamy. Rafaela just did.
All right. So that is a 15.
All right. So they are coming to some very concerning conclusions about whether or not you guys have the same view on whether or not it's okay to torture them in particular as they do.
All right. So would you mind telling us about, how many people there are on the ship that you came here on?
We can just tell you. You don't need to do anything else.
Okay. Well, tell us everything you could, please.
Well, there were 10 of us who came on the ship. And then the 3 Quain, and then I guess you killed Anir and his Quain, so now there's less of us.
Okay, so there were 10 to start with, 6 of you came ashore, so there's 4 of them aboard.
Yes, that's what I said.
Yes. I just want to make sure that we're both understanding each other. So, are they particularly fearsome, these 4, or are they more the ship's crew?
Yeah, they're in charge of the crew, or the boat. They make sure it stays looking nice and that it doesn't sink. One of them guards, the shins and arrows that are here for trading, all the time, and the rest of them, just making sure none of you try to steal the boat. Which I don't think anyone would mind if you decided to take the boat. No one's gonna mind that. Yeah, you could just send us home in a different boat, maybe.
All right. So let me get this straight. You, having been part of a mission that did not go quite the way the God of the Gold Canyon was anticipating, are perfectly okay with going back to his service. That doesn't seem like the most life-extending option you could be taking.
Well, we probably wouldn't stay there very long. There's lots of other places in the caves we could go.
All right. Well, you could go someplace else. I would suggest going someplace else. Would you like to go someplace else?
Rhinoc would be nice, or maybe, Omaris, we could do that.
We want to go to Rhinoc?
You want to go to Rhinoc? That doesn't seem like a great idea.
But, you just avoid the wood part, and there's some beaches.
Don't try to convince them otherwise. We could just, let Ro know, hey, they want to go with you.
All right. That sounds fair.
This is a win-win. Then we don't have survivors. We didn't kill them. Ro gets her people.
All right. We will. We can drop you off at Rhinoc.
But no, you could just give us a raft and we'll go there.
Sure thing.
We can give you an escort so that the woods don't bother you.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure they won't.
Oh, they will. But we can stop that.
Oh, did you say that Onaris is still not under the God of the Gold Canyon's control?
He's in control of everything. But you just have to go places where bone breakers aren't.
Okay. Understood. Thank you very much. We'll make sure you get something good for dinner.
Like food?
Yeah, food.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're big on people getting food for dinner.
Yeah. So are we?
Terrific. All right.
Common ground.
Okay.
Food for dinner.
You have to make yourself relatable to the enemy.
Yeah.
You eat food? No way.
Yeah.
I
So
too
do
breathe
we.
air.
In my head, just because I think it's a weird, quirky image. Like while this entire exchange is going on, like Garrett is like munching on some of the thumb fruit, and then like after he gets through and while they're still talking, he just starts like juggling the fruit. But once they're gonna leave, he'll hand like each of the thumb fruit.
Is this edible?
Oh yes, it's great.
I've never seen anything like this before, and it's glowing a bit.
It's
Only grows
terrific.
here.
They're great.
One of them will hesitantly try a bite and then nod and eat it much more enthusiastically.
It's not a bad community. You really should think of staying. All right. So that having been taken care of, do we have to convince Ro of the trade, or is she happy with our proposal?
What all are you offering her?
We're offering her the artifact and the 2 surviving creatures. And I will assure her that while the Orate has said that we should not trade the prisoners to her, that I have assured the prisoners that we would not interfere with them taking a raft and sailing away from the island. And I'm sure that they would be perfectly safe, and she could, there wouldn't be anything wrong with them or let me rephrase. I would be sure to consult with her to determine when it would be safe for them to leave the island.
Well, anytime they wish to leave should be fine. Someone can pick them up, at least.
I'm sure that's perfectly fine. Just so that you understand, the orate told us that we would not be turning the prisoners over to you.
Ah, so you are betraying your orate.
No. I just want you to know that we are not turning the prisoners over to you.
You are undermining your orate.
I wouldn't put it that way.
You do not seem to be following her directions, however.
Can't help what they want to do.
I can't force them to stay here.
You could. There is a jail you are keeping them in.
You're making it very difficult for me to give you what you want.
No, I do desire them. I just wish to understand your motivations.
That is a fool's errand.
Yes, well, doing business with people you do not understand is unwise.
Don't I know it? But is this agreeable to you?
Yes, I am very interested in the Quayin. They are heavily biomodded and bred to serve as excellent mounts to the bone breakers.
Well, we will let you know when we are about to set off. If you could coordinate your distraction with our militia, that would be terrific.
Certainly.
All right. So I communicate over the mesh, so I feel pretty bad about myself right now, but...
In the ends justify the means?
Probably not.
Well, I mean, we don't have to do it this way.
No. What do you guys think?
I mean, they wanted to go there.
They do want to go there, and they're kind of jerks.
Yeah.
That is true.
I mean, like, they don't seem to have a problem with selling everyone else out so that they don't have to put up with the Bone Breakers crap.
Mm-hmm.
And when we visited the Capons, they were very nice to us.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some like not too intrusive of ways that stuff could be experimented on, and it may just be for observing. The link.
Yeah. And
I mean,
maybe they'll agree to be augmented, and everything will be fine.
Yeah, because I mean, other than them trying to pitch the augmentation to us, I don't think there was ever a chance I at least felt like all of a sudden I was going to get grappled and strapped to a table and experimented on. It was all my own choice.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, they can be a bit, pushy about it, but they haven't like actually pushed you down and made you accept augmentation. So as we're having this conversation, I just imagine that we're prepping the submarine for launch.
Yeah.
Does anyone know how to drive this thing?
I'm trained in navigation.
Will that work, Megan?
That will help you get around underwater, but it's not necessarily driving it.
Yeah, I don't have, I think, anything else that would apply.
Has Crix been taking the correspondence course on submarine driving?
Crix probably could have hung out with Karen on a bit.
Yeah. They seem like the sort of long-suffering NPCs that would hang out together.
One time. You won't believe what they did. We went into space. All right. So, yeah, Crix can probably shuttle you around.
Okay. So the way I envision this working is that we take the submarine down, surface on the other side of the boat, wait for Rose distraction, at which point the militia will be venturing forth in the rafts, and then we can try to board the ship from the other side and seize it with a minimum of fuss.
All right.
Oh, I know something I want to do. On as we does the submarine have like? I mean, in my head, I can't think of anything other than Numenera on it, but something equivalent to like a sonar or something to where you could kind of like scan the boat to see like how it's maneuvering. Like I'm kind of thinking present day, like at the back of it, it's got like propellers or something like that spin that make it go forward or backward, or is it something more like
It's just sail.
that, or yeah, like a sail?
As far as you have been able to see, it's just sail. It looks more like a Viking longboat.
Oh, okay.
Does it have oars?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I was thinking if it was something more mechanical, I might use one of my ciphers. You know, if it was like a propellered boat, using it to remove like the bearing or whatever that in there that would cause it to actually move. So if they tried to kick on the engines or whatever, the boat's just like dead in the water, kind of scenario.
Sorry. Now I'm just imagining it. It's like a pedal boat.
It's good for lake day.
Excellent.
Yeah. But if it's wind powered kind of a situation or oars, that's not going to matter. So never mind.
Can I roll stealth to move us in close without being detected?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna throw a line over and reel us in, hopefully. And that is a 15.
All right. You silently submerge right next to the Abalonian gold boat.
All right. So then we just climb up the side and have at them.
All right.
Do you want another stealth roll to sneak aboard?
No, you can just give me a roll or your attacks for your surprise round or what you're going to do, and then we can go into initiative.
All right. So, I guess as we're coming up, okay, guy. Sorry. Okay, everybody. Are we just going to try to beat them about the head, or are we stabbing?
Let's beat them about the head.
Okay.
Works for me. I'll try not to hit them upside the back of the head with a quarterstaff too hard this time.
Leave those vertebrae alone.
Okay, flat of the blade then.
All right, I rolled a 10 for initiative.
I rolled a 12 and I'm trained.
I rolled a 9 and I'm trained.
All right, Garrett, what do you want to do?
All right, so kind of imagine we kind of get over the edge of the boat. There just so happens to be some boxes so that we're still kind of covered, so we can kind of get the lay of where people are. And there, what do we see on the boat? Like where people are? How many are there?
There is one person sort of sleeping, 2 people hanging out near the front of the boat, like having dinner, and one guy on the other end of the boat sitting next to a locked chest.
Okay.
And then there's some places where it's obvious that the Quayin were nesting, but there aren't any more on the ship.
Okay. I think Garrett is going to see, and I'll communicate this over the mesh implant. I think Garrett's leaning towards trying to stealth over to the one that's sleeping and maybe try to do like a sleeper hold situation so that he gets incapacitated where he's not going to get like back up and fight, to just try to quickly take that guy down. So that's what I'm going to try to do. All right. So do you want me to do a stealth roll before this, or?
No, you don't need to give me a stealth roll.
Okay. All right. So yeah, depending on how the dude's sleeping, like I said, I just imagine it kind of like going up behind him and pressing the pillow over his head or something like that, to where he just kind of goes to sleep, not permanently, but enough where he's not going to wake up with the sounds of combat. All right. 10.
He is asleep.
He is asleep, so that will hit.
Okay. And then I'm not really sure what you do for like sleeper hold kind of situation.
I'm going to give him a 2-step to his disadvantage on his rolls.
Okay.
Aether, what do you want to do?
I guess the guy who is guarding the chest, I will try to move over and hit him with the flat of the blade.
Okay.
And I'm using my camaraderie to help with the damage.
Nice.
And I rolled, damn it, an 8.
Right. That will miss. And Shauna, what do you want to do?
I was rolling my attack because I was going to punch with my fist since we're not stabbing. I rolled a natural 20. This is a surprise attack too, so I also have an extra asset to that. So.
Oh wait, hang on.
Nice.
I pre-rolled a roll. Never mind. I let it go, so I rolled again. So I'll just stick with that. Sorry.
So nat 20, you want to do the extra damage?
Yes, I do.
Or maybe just do a major effect, he's unconscious.
Yes,
Okay.
that would be great.
One person's unconscious.
Woohoo!
And then we'll go back to the top with Garrett.
I'm going to continue my little sleeper hold thing on this guy until I feel like he's going to be completely unconscious.
All right.
And that's going to be a 13.
13 will hit.
All right. So I'm guessing that's 2 damage, I guess, to try to put him to sleep.
All right. Acer, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna try to hit this guy again.
Okay.
I'm going to put 2 levels of effort into damage. And because I spent those 2 levels of effort, I am going to use an XP to reroll. And roll an 18 this time.
Ooh.
That's way better.
So that is 12 points of damage.
All right. You knock another one. Or you knock him unconscious.
Nice.
The last two are going to go. They each pull out their own bone breakers.
Wait, so one is unconscious and one guy is being smothered. So I think he'd have to break the grapple first, wouldn't he?
There's 2 unconscious guys and 1 guy who's being smothered.
Yeah.
And then 1
So-
other guy.
And 2 guys are going to take out their bone breakers?
Sorry, I misspoke. So the one remaining guy is taking out his bone breaker and is going to point it into Raphael's face and send a spray of poison at you. Give me
Yeah.
a speed defense roll.
Speed defense. You got it. Okay. There's a 3 just for you.
All right. You take 5 points of damage,
Ouch.
ignoring armor.
Ouch, ouch.
Ow.
What about my ward?
That would probably still hold against it.
Okay. Okay, and that was speed?
Well, out of might first.
Okay. Okay. That's fun. Cool. I like sputter and shake my head.
That guy's going to die.
Yeah, he doesn't know what he's done.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 3 other people on this ship. Garrett, I'm gonna just try his trying to escape into your rolls to keep him down. So now it is Raphaela's turn.
All right, well, I guess I'm gonna pull out my knife. No, I'm gonna try to do a physical onslaught on this guy. So I put my palm on his forehead and try to shoot out a ray of force into his head. And I'm gonna spend for a level of effort. That's a 9 plus a level of effort.
All right, that will hit.
Okay, so that is 5 points of damage. 4 plus 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He grunts in pain.
As he should.
Easter.
I'm going to try to do the very wise ranged attack into melee.
Works every time.
I'm going to put 2 levels of effort in for damage. As I'm sure, of all people, Rafaela won't mind a kill steal.
No.
So that would be a 15.
All right. That hits.
For, let's see, 11 points of damage.
Nice.
And you are trying to kill him?
Well, yeah, he's trying to poison Rafaela.
All right. He's dead.
Yes.
The other gentleman puts his hands up, Landon.
Oh, that's more. I like it. Yeah, but I'm still gonna kind of have trying to think. I'll have him, kind of get on his knees, but then I'll have a buzzer pointed at his back kind of situation, and I'll assuming the other 2. There's the one we killed. The other 2 are unconscious, so Rigel should be able to get some rope or something like that, and then we can secure this dude so you don't run off.
It's a sailing ship. There better be rope.
Yeah.
So much rope. All right. Now, how much is in this chest?
There are about 100 shins. And 1 second, let me check the conversion rate. $500 arrows.
Wow.
Wow.
Mount.
Can we just cut to us opening the chest in front of Indira?
Sure. This is still not quite what I was intending you to do. But this will help the community, I suppose. And we were never going to get along with the God of the Gold Canyon. I suppose we might as well prepare for his disfavor starting now.
500 arrows will buy a lot of building supplies.
Oh, that's not... It's not building units.
Well, no, I'm just saying.
Okay.
That 500. I'm telling her 500 arrows will buy a lot of stuff from the Rascal case.
Yes.
Well, and, you know, from what we learned to throw earlier, it seems like this guy's tried invading their place, you know, several times. And before the disagreement with the earlier group, they seemed to sneer that Roe and the others from Rigel haven't caved. So, if anything, I think we're just delaying the inevitable.
Yes. Well, I think we will need allies for this. We obviously aren't going to be able to protect from an attack by ourselves. Perhaps you should visit some of the other caves and get the temperature, their mood in regards to this so-called god.
That one prisoner mentioned some other place other than and I'm probably getting the name, or Rose Island. Rigel, is that right?
Rhinoc.
Rhinoc.
And then there was Omaris or Onaris.
Yeah. I was like, well, we already know Rhinoc, you know, seems to be holding their own pretty well, but one of the prisoners mentioned another place, Omiris, or something of that line. So that may be where we need to try to head next.
Maybe I should get a bunch of this tacky crap off that boat first.
Yeah. Maybe if we, you know...
I kind of like it.
It sort of sends the wrong message, though.
That's fair.
If it, you know, honestly, you know, break it down in the right way, it could actually be pass itself as shins, or I'm sure there's some stuff too that we could use to, you know, break it down and fortify hope even.
I was thinking of just using it to decorate the tavern.
Not too.
Ooh. It would look very nice.
Like in the main room, or like have one of those like super fancy bathrooms.
Just thinking of that line from like Crazy Rich Asians. It looks like Donald Trump's bathroom. All right, I'm going to X card myself. Yeah, you know, it just seems like we could not quite fancy up the place, but it shows that we've met the enemy, and well, this part of their ship is literally ours.
Very well. Well, excellent work, I suppose. Though, again, being on the same page would really be helpful.
Of course, we will endeavor to maintain a clearer line of communication, I say. As in the background, the Gwyn takes off as a raft setting sail.
Do you have your fingers crossed behind your back?
Yes.
Oh.
And at this point, I think Garrett's already like kind of scrounging around the ship to see if there's any nooks and crannies, or maybe there's some ciphers or something hidden that might be of use.
Oh, do we get 2 more of those relic weapons?
Oh,
Yes.
the gas cloud one at least.
Yeah.
So there's one that directs a spray of poison gas at a single target in close range, doing 5 points of armor, ignoring damage. And
Other way around.
then the other one deploys a small heat-seeking pebble that finds the nearest single target in close range and explodes on contact.
Oh, that
Wow.
sounds fun.
Wow.
But they're still bones. That's the
I mean-
problem.
Yeah.
You just have to get over your, like, weird bone, flaps of skin.
Yeah,
Prejudice?
I think it's more the
Prejudice.
flaps of skin.
Flaps of
Yeah.
skin is
Really,
the kicker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You also get some ciphers. Let me roll for
And what's
those.
the market value on these things? Because I think we want to
Well, they
look
do
into other opportunities.
They do mark you as bone breakers if you wanted to try to go undercover at all.
All right, so we have 2 bone breaker weapons now from.
Yeah, we may keep those like tentatively in a chest for right now, in case we do try to do like some covert, like go behind enemy lines and pose as them kind of situations.
Yeah. Oh, so they only had 2. The guy that was guarding the chest didn't have one.
Let's see. Everyone has one. So let's see. There's 10 of them. The one Ukraini that seemed to be in charge did not have one. So there's
Okay.
9 weapons, 3 of each kind,
Okay.
just to make it easier.
All right. Wow, Ro had no idea what she was leaving on the table.
All she really cared about was getting those Quayin, so.
Damn. We shouldn't have given up that bone breaker weapon. All right, I guess we can augment the militia.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got 3 of the gas poison cloud one, 3 of the heat-seeking pebble ones, and 2 of the tongue ones.
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
so we gather up the militia, and we're like, okay, we need volunteers for something.
Anyone who's dumb enough to volunteer to do something you're asking them to do gets a weapon.
They get the tongue ones at least.
I
Because that one, of the 3, that one is the...
It does the most damage.
if nobody objects, there were the 2 NPCs I created that kind of helped me scavenge.
Hmm.
Rosa Sparks was one, and what was the other? I'm fine with them taking the tongue ones, mostly because in my head I can kind of see it being like, if you're scavenging, getting into weird places, you might could use it as like a weird grappling hook of sorts.
Fair.
So
it seems like the heat-seeking projectile one is the most useful for us. Although Rafaela might like spraying poison in people's faces.
I mean, that does sound pretty cool.
Or we could just take one of each and just see how desperate we are. to use them.
Yeah, I'll take one of the poison spray ones.
All right.
Guess I'll take one of the heat-seeking projectile ones.
I mean, now
And we
you're
can-
stuck with the tongue one, Landon. Not really. I just wanted to.
No, I
make you
thought
feel
he
pressure.
giving the 2 tongue ones to the scavengers.
yeah, I'm good with where I'm at right now. I'm good with them to, the 2 NPCs, scavengers having the tongue bone breaker artifact thing.
Would you give the community a damage bonus if we gave the 3 or the remaining? Let's see. I can math. 4 to 4 to the militia.
No, because there's only 4 of them, and they don't do really that much more damage than a medium weapon.
Okay, then I suggest we just keep them on the boat.
Okay.
just in case.
Sure.
All right. You find a couple of ciphers on the boat. So you get gravity, or detonation gravity,
Sounds nasty.
which bursts in an immediate radius, inflicting damage equal to the cipher level by increasing gravity tremendously for 1 second. All in the area are crushed to the ground for 1 round and cannot take physical actions.
That's awesome. What book is this in?
It is in the Discovery book.
Okay.
And then
I'll look this up later.
a personal environment field, which creates an aura of temperature and atmosphere that will sustain a human safely for 28 hours. Extends to 1 foot around the user. It does not protect against sudden flashes of temperature change. A small number of these ciphers accommodate the preferred environment of a non-human, non-terrestrial creature, but only 1% of them.
Oh.
And then you get a retaliation nodule.
Well, didn't we have one of those before?
Probably. This is just the core cipher stuff because I don't have the other book up here with me.
No, that's okay. I think it was good.
For the next 28 hours, anyone striking the armor the nodule is attached to triggers a small burst of electricity that inflicts 1 point of damage. 2 points if the cipher's level 4 or higher, 3 points if it's level 6 or higher. No action or roll is required by the armor's wearer.
Ooh, that sounds nice.
Take it.
Is anyone wearing armor other than me?
I just have my ward, so I don't have actual armor on.
I have armor.
Do you want to take that, since I think you fight in close combat more often than I do?
Yeah, I can take the retaliation module.
All right, and the last one you find is a shocker, which delivers a powerful burst of electricity that shocks any creature touched, inflicting damage equal to the cipher's level.
That's fun.
Who wants that?
Are these all in Discovery?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I would like the gravity detonation one.
All right,
That one sounds so fun.
I'll take the shocker.
Yeah, I'm good with giving the personal environmental field one, just giving that to Andera in case we do have any random outer terrestrial beings that somehow might show up that might need a safe spot for a few hours.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that might come in handy for investigating, like a volcanic like part of the volcano.
That's true.
Yeah. Either way, leaving it as like in the island stash. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah. What's the level on the shocker, Megan?
The shocker is 1d6 plus 4.
Okay.
Ooh, that's nice.
And what's the retaliation modules?
1d6.
Wow, I rolled a 6. It's a level 10.
That's a lot of damage.
Someone take that away from him. And the detonation gravity is 1d6 plus 8. Or sorry, 1d6 plus 2.
I can't wait to deploy this thing and use 2 levels of effort for damage.
All right. So last thing before we close this session is the Akrine, the one remaining one, has refused to leave with the others to go to Rhinoc or somewhere else to avoid the God of the Gold Canyon.
Oh, I thought there were 2 of them. There was the the goon. There was one goon and one
The in charge one.
the in charge one.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you want to do?
I want to go home and report your treasonous behavior back to the god.
Well, I guess you're staying here.
Yep.
Welcome to Hope.
All right. So we will close there. I will give you all each 2 XP again. I promise I will do GM intrusion sometime. But until then, you get
You're
2
just
XP.
taunting me. I want XP away.
Ha ha ha. And thank you so much, everyone, for listening to the Amber Clave. I'm Megan. I've been your GM. You can find me on Twitter at Curium247, or you can find the podcast at Amber Clave or at theamberclave.com. With me today, we've had Shauna.
I was playing Raphael Estelle, the imaginative, nurturing nano who murders. And you can find me on Twitter at CallMeShauna.
Landon.
And I've been playing Garrett, the tough, meddlesome delve who explores yesterday. And you can find me on Twitter at solemn_Lyrian.
And Acer.
This is Acer. You can find me on Twitter at Acer_Tolentino. I was playing Rigel Sloan, the graceful, stealthy glaive who fights with a horde.
Thank you so much for listening, and we hope you'll join us again next time. Until then, yay to see.
Yay to
Okay,
see.
All right. And thank you for everyone on our stream who hung out with us. And we will see you again next time we stream, which is unsure at this moment, but we will be tweeting about it. And we will see you next time.
Goodbye.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.
And I'm going to stop now.